All right, what is up, everybody? Shout Scout 0013 here, coming in with another list build. This time, I'm going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and next week I'll be talking about the snail, especially for those in the Discord that have asked for it. I kind of want to, always ask the Discord what they're interested in. Well, not always, I should say. Sometimes I ask the Discord what they're interested in if we already don't have a topic with the other guys or myself, and it's just kind of cool to get some feedback. So hopefully you guys can join up on that. What I'll do is actually go ahead and first and say, if you haven't joined the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. There you're going to be able to get just kind of stuff that we all talk about. You're going to be able to check out the different Empire stuff that we all talk about, the different Republic stuff that we all talk about, getting to see what you guys do, even getting to celebrate a few guys who wind up winning in their tournament. Congrats to TC Creative Prince for your win in the tournament that you were a part of. So it's cool to see you guys do this. If you do join and you start, commenting and stuff, what I do is I take into account everyone who is on here and tally you guys up into a pool and draw that for the giveaway. And that's just one way to join the giveaway. Another way is to become a Patreon member. There, if you become a member and you wind up getting an actual paying membership, you get even more chances to wind up winning. You can just sign up and be a regular member, and it does get you a point in to enter in. So that is one way to do it. And lastly, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment down below, and that should enter you in to win as well. So today I kind of wanted to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi and talk about a few different lists with him. Another thing that I wanted to do is shout out I guess I'm going to go back to it. Shout out the guy who wound up playing in the MKGT. I completely missed his name, but we'll go ahead and pull it up. So I wanted to shout out Dave Grant's Vader list with Director Krennic. I know I kind of briefly mentioned that he wound up winning and that he did play Vader Dewbacks, which inspired the other list from a long time ago, as well as one that I played in a Jacksonville tournament that also with the Dewbacks kind of inspired what I wanted to do. But I've just forgot to mention, like, Krennic and Vader really go well together, especially Commander Vader, because obviously Krennic's 2-pip, the deploy the garrison, gives Darth Vader a standby, and it can't be shot off. It can only be force pushed. If he's force pushed, then yes, it happens. But at least he can get a free standby to do a free move, and then relentless or attack or anything like that towards the person who did trigger that standby. And then on the next turn, you could use implacable and get another free action at some point. So you could really do some work with Commander Vader. So I am very sorry that I didn't get to mention that, but if you haven't checked out the link in the Discord under the General tab, if you want to check out the MKGT, the guys over there with That's No Moon podcast had that and hosted that, so that's cool. And then talking about Kenobi today, there was another list that went, I think it was undefeated, yeah, and it was an Obi-Wan with Force Barrier, Saber Throw, Lead by Example, and Protector. He had 2 clone infantry units with the DV-23 shotgun, and clone medic and impact grenades. He then had a third guy with just portable scanners, probably to give out the dodges to Obi-Wan Kenobi. There were 2 full ARC Trooper squads with DC-15 impact grenades, and then another ARC Trooper squad, whole squad with Echo and impact grenades, and then 3 clone commandos with HQ, Katarn, and their config. Pretty sweet list. 10 activations, 1,000 points. And seeing Saber Throw on Kenobi, it's pretty cool, especially with the differences with Saber Throw now, getting past probably cover nowadays. And since he's got critical too, that should apply to the Saber Throw. So it's super, super cool to see. And, lead by example to make sure that there's some inspiration in there. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about him and what he offers with Surisu or Sorsu, however you want to pronounce it. I'll say Surisu just for now. But Jump 1 is really good, especially Charge now. And Jump 1, he's got Deflect, which is automatic surge to defend in ranged attacks. He's got Guardian 3, so he can peel off 3 hits off of a unit. And he's got immune to Pierce, Master of the Force 1, and then Surisu. So if we just take out Surisu, so when a unit with Surisu is defending against a ranged attack, it can reroll all of its defense dice during the reroll defense dice step. So if he's shot at and you do not like the roll, you could pick up the entire roll and roll again. So it's like a little mulligan. And then additionally, when a unit with Surisu Master is using the Guardian keyword, it can spend 1 dodge token before converting any surge to defense results. And then if it does, if basically you do spend the dodge, you can reroll all of the defense dice before converting surge to defense, and then each die cannot be rolled more than once. So basically, if you're using Guardian, you can spend a dodge to reroll the dice pool, and then you get to surge because it's a ranged attack, if I am not mistaken. So he's pretty good. I like it. The new Surisu rules make him a little bit more competitive because of getting to reroll the defense dice, and then bringing in even more medics is going to be imperative. So that's really, really good. And then Guardian, people with Guardian can use backup. So maybe if you had, either Cody with him or someone else, then he should be able to back up whoever it is, and then also Guardian that unit. Now, if I am mistaken, then feel free to post in the comments down below to let me and everybody else know how wrong I am. But if not, being able to Guardian 3 and back up 2 and cancel 5 hits from Cody, per se, then that is really, really good. That could be an entire dice pool taken away. So he could be really good for whoever you are playing him with. So with that being said, if he's paired with the clone commandos, that could be really good for them. I mean, with the Guardian 3, I should say, not backup or anything. And then with ARC Troopers, the same thing. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at him with a different list. So we've got Kenobi with Force Barrier, Burst of Speed, and Protector, so that he can Guardian crits if he needed to, and use that Burst of Speed to try to get in, especially with charge and jump, be able to jump over something and then move again, get that charge. And then Force Barrier just to kind of protect Cody and whoever else. So if, with this, if he's able to back up Commander Cody, so -2 hits, Guardian 3 hits, and then Barrier another 2 hits, so that's 7 hit crits, up to 3 crits I should say, or 4, and it can be 6 hits gone. But I mean, that, like I said, that could completely save Commander Cody from having to roll, and then he can spend a dodge to re-roll his Guardian saves, so that's really nice. And then you've got Commander Cody in here with Hunter and Portable Scanners to be able to give Obi-Wan a dodge, and then anyone else a dodge, probably C-3PO, or sorry, R2-D2. And R2-D2 is in here with C-3PO because of Calculate the Odds on R2 to give him the inconspicuous keyword. I was trying to make sure I had that right. So basically, if he's got a suppression, they must attack other units if able. So that kind of leaves R2 a little bit more able to stay alive, I should say. But yeah, he's going to be great because we've got a lot of vehicles in here. We got 3 vehicles, I should say. So first off, let's go over the infantry. We've got a Z6 with a clone medic and recon intel on the first clone squad. And the Z6 is going to be good paired up with even Kenobi's 3-pip that's giving out surges to basically a whole bunch of people. So if we just read real quick his 3-pip, General Kenobi. When Obi-Wan Kenobi issues an order to a unit, that unit gains a surge token for each other friendly unit at range 1 of it. So if you maybe use it round 2 after you've deployed and you've gotten everybody kind of close, and then you decide to give it to Kenobi and 2 other units, you could probably give it to, Cody if you wanted to, and then maybe the Z6 squad, and then they'll get a ton of surges to use for the Z6 just in case, which is really, really nice. We've got another clone infantry with Boyle, the RPS, clone medic and protector, so that way Boyle can kind of scout 1 already, the RPS up. You've got a clone medic in there as your second one to be able to kind of help Obi-Wan if he does wind up taking wounds. And then you've got Boyle in there with 2 extra bodies. So you've got a 7-man unit to be able to protect her with, or Guardian with, and he's got protector so he can cancel crits just in case he needed to as well. And I mean, it's, you don't have the most important people in here. I mean, it's just Cody. I know some of you will hate that, but and there's no hate to Cody. I'm just, kidding with you guys. But yeah, so Boyle can, cancel a crit if he needs to. And you've got other extra bodies in there if you need it. Plus, the clone medic can just kind of heal himself that same turn. If you did Guardian and you wanted to wind up shooting an extra few dice. And then you've got another clone infantry squad with the DP-23 and the clone engineer and recon intel. This guy is going to stay behind the ATRTs and help with the engineer, kind of stay with that line of sight blocking with the DB-23, then kind of jump out and start shooting with Pierce. Then you have another guy kind of out here with the mortar, a clone engineer, and recon intel to kind of move him up and help the ATRT in the very, very beginning. The DB-23 and clone engineer and R2 is to kind of like beyond like round 1, maybe round 2. Because with the mortar, you kind of have to stay still with cumbersome. You can shoot and then move, and you don't get the chance to aim. It is critical 1 in the dice pool, so that's pretty nice. But the clone engineer is going to want to stay close to the ATRTs. I do have 3 ATRTs, 2 of them with the laser cannon, and 1 of them with the flamethrower and emergency transponder. So that way you can kind of move, and if you didn't get an order, you can get that aim and then shoot rather than having to aim, shoot, and not get the chance to move, or move, shoot with no aim. At least the emergency transponder gives you a chance to kind of get that aim for the flamethrower, because you're going to be shooting 2 black dice, blast spray, and fixed front. So say goodbye to every little tiny bear or B1, and hopefully do some sort of damage to the B2s, especially if there's at least 8 of them or more in a squad. Let's see, you can have you can only have 8, I'm assuming, because you get extra 4, and then there's only 3 in a squad, and then you get a heavy, so there's only 8 of them. So yeah, 16 black dice at them, and hopefully you're taking down 1 at least. But yeah, and then your laser squads or laser cannon squads are in there to be able to help with any extra armor along with RPS. And Cody's also got impact, so you're gonna have at least a little bit of impact in there. So I think it's impact 3 on the laser cannons. Yeah, so you have 3, 6, impact 2, so that's 8, and then 9 with Commander Cody because it's impact 1, lethal 1, and he surges to crit. So you do have at least a little bit of impact in there to be able to deal with it. Plus, you have a lot of long range stuff between Cody, the Boyle and RPS squad, and then the mortar and your ATRTs with laser cannons. At least they're range 4, so you've got a lot of threat ranges taken care of. Really like close melee with Obi-Wan. You've got the DB-23. And then, obviously you've got your Z6 for kind of like mid-range all together. And then R2-D2 with C-3PO can at least hand out an aim and a dodge to an ATRT just in case if it needs it. Or maybe give that, calculate the odds on Obi-Wan for an extra aim and dodge before he jumps in or before he needs to do anything. And then Commander Cody giving him a dodge. So you've got lots of ways to be able to get stuff on him. But between, Guardian 3... over here, Guardian 1 over there, backup with Commander Cody. You've got a lot to keep him alive and use all of his command cards. I've also got Bring It Down for those extra observation tokens. And the observation tokens are going to be great, especially for Kenobi, since he doesn't surge. He's got critical 2, sure, but maybe you say you get 3 surge tokens, or 3 surges on your dice. At least you can have the observation token in case you need it. The Have I Ever Let You Down, you have enough Guardian units in there to be able to really get this off. And if anyone's trying to put wounds onto Obi-Wan or Obi-Wan Guardians, you're going to be able to kind of use this, because while a unit that was issued an order by this card is at range 1 of Cody and suffers wounds from an enemy attack, if you're guarding an enemy attack and takes wounds from that, you are still suffering wounds from an enemy attack. After the attack is resolved, if Cody is at range 4 and in line of sight of that enemy unit, he can perform an attack against that unit. So that's going to be really, really good. So I don't know who they're going to want to shoot, because, yeah, you're going to be able to do a lot. Plus, you can re-roll those dice and, maybe you don't want to re-roll those dice that turn. But yeah. And then combined arms, obviously you have 3 vehicles, and then giving it to 2 troopers and getting that free extra movement. So, Cody can go ahead and do his observation tokens, and then when a friendly vehicle declares an attack against an enemy unit that has an observation token, that unit, they do basically, the friendly clone trooper unit at range 1 of the vehicle can perform a speed 1 move if you basically had spent that observation token while a vehicle was attacking. So if you did need to move the RPS outside of its activation so that it doesn't have any kind of cumbersome rules, or even the mortar on there, then that would be fine. If you wanted to get rid of Hunter and change it for CC Initiative, that could be really, really good, especially on that turn, to get Cody in order and then 2 other units in order if it needed. I mean, you could also just give Cody the order and Obi-Wan so that your order pool doesn't have any more commanders in there, and then you can just go ahead and go with Cody and then give these other guys a free move and then get them in order. That would be not that bad. So it's just kind of up to you on that. But yeah, so that is a fun little 10 activation list with a whole bunch of Protector. All right, let's take a look at the second one. Obi-Wan basically got the same one on this one: Force Barrier, Burst, and Protector. And this is how I like setting him up. Obviously, you don't have to set him up this way. You could go with other stuff. Obviously, as we see here, he's got Barrier, Saber Throw, Lead by Example, and Protector. So he doesn't have Burst. He changed Burst for Saber Throw, and then he's added Lead by Example. So there are many other ways to play Kenobi. It's just that's not what I have for now. This is a little bit of a slimmer list, and so I don't know how competitive it could be, but it could be a fun one. You got Obi-Wan with the Guardian stuff for the Bad Batch. I have a regular clone commander in here because of the direct to the 5s squad, who will then relay that order to the Bad Batch. If you can, especially just to cohere any of these guys in range of Bad Batch, so that way they're always, every single turn, getting an order to begin with, so then you can just go with them when you want to. And then you've got the clone infantry squad. Now again, the Bad Batch does not benefit from backup, so you can't do anything with Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Bad Batch for backup. You do have Barrier, and you do have Guardian for the Bad Batch, and you've got 5s, the DP-23, and Clone Medic, so they can kind of stay kind of close to the Bad Batch and or Kenobi and give them that medic heal if they need to. There's another one with the RPS and Clone Medic for the extra impact, because you're probably going to need it nowadays with the armor stuff. You have another Clone Medic for the Bad Batch or for Kenobi, and then you've got Boyle in here for an extra Guardian for the Bad Batch with the Z6 and a Clone Medic. And the Z6 is there just because, again, with Kenobi's 3-pip, you could probably give out a lot of surges to them and or the Bad Batch for sure, because, they just don't benefit from sharing tokens from, not like fire support or anything, because there's no more fire support, but being able to, when you issue an order and that friendly units at range 1 of another unit, it's going to gain a surge. So you already have reliable 3 on the Bad Batch with Echo. Now imagine another 3 surge tokens on there for 6 surge tokens on the Bad Batch, just with that 3-pip alone, and then going ham with that extra, little bit of movement, double move, shoot with the steady. All right, and then we've got another Clone Trooper Infantry with the Mortar, Clone Medic. So you've got 4 medics in here to be able to heal whoever you need, and Recon Intel on everybody. Well, I should say on all your infantry. And then you've got 2 Clone Commandos in here with no HQ uplink, but just alone. And I have found that is okay. And especially with the nature of the game being a very movement-based game, it's going to be imperative to spend your actions kind of moving and contesting, securing any objective. So, and I found that it's okay, that you really don't need it, especially if, you have an aim on someone else. You get to at least share that, so that's not the worst thing. But yeah, I wouldn't say that this is the most competitive list, but it seems like a pretty fun list. You've got, impact, up to impact 4 on each of these guys, if they're alive at least. So you have a possibility of impact 8 plus another impact 2 for 10 with the RPS. So you've got a bunch of that you don't need to worry about. But yeah, the clone commander is there to give it to 5, so you can then give it to the Bad Batch. So you've got 2 orders out, and then you can go ahead and do what you need to with Obi-Wan and stuff like that. Now, I did, on all of these lists, go ahead and give you like battle plan ideas. So if you wanted to check that out, all you have to do is go to the link in the description down below, and you will get all of the lists put together. And then lastly, we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, with the same, just because I feel like, again, this is a very effective way. If you don't want burst, it's 10 points, then you can just move to saber throw, just like the MKGT, or even battle meditation, because that's not going to be that bad, especially when you've got, Captain Rex and the Bad Batch. If you needed to give the Bad Batch an order, battle meditation is not going to be that bad. Guidance could be okay as well. Like, maybe you wanted to keep him a little bit back and continue to give Rex and or the Bad Batch more surge tokens, then Force Guidance could be really, really good. Force Reflexes could be all right as well. And so could Hope. But you've got the ability to put lead by example on him, so you don't necessarily need Hope, and or saber throw. I don't think Jedi Mind Trick is necessary on him, but it's just up to you. And I don't think push is necessary. I guess he's again going to be more defensive and kind of helping your guys out. But yeah, battle meditation, force guidance, barrier, saber throw could all be good. Now, something to keep in mind is, maybe since he's only got Master of the Force 1, you kind of don't want 2 force powers that are going to compete for that Master of the Force 1 free recover. So that's why I've got mostly burst of speed and barrier on him. And so that's why I think that saber throw is definitely a great combo with barrier. But in case you did want force guidance, then that's up to you, but you're probably not going to be able to use it every single turn. That's the only thing. So that's why I, again, mostly have burst speed. And because you're going with charge, and with the way that objectives are, you're going to kind of want to get in to contest or secure for those victory points, and those victory points are super important. So the faster you can get those, the better. So I think burst of speed is going to be great on all these force users, especially with charge. I have Clone Captain Rex with Recon for Scout 2 and Scouting Party and the Jetpack, so that he can get into a good spot for his 1-pip if he needs. And this also allows Captain Rex to Scouting Party the Bad Batch and Obi-Wan Kenobi, so everyone in your list has Scout. And then you can also play the Bad Batch's 3-pip round 1, and then you do get Scouting Party Scout 2, so they can Scout at speed 2, and then move speed 3, and then take a shot and get 3 aims out of that, and also precise 1 with crosshair on all of those. So, or if you wanted to even split crosshair into someone else, you can have high velocity critical 1 by himself, and then you already still have an aim, and he's got pierce natively, so you don't have to spend anything for lethal. But you're moving, 6, 8, so that's 16, 22 inches, plus another 12 inches after that. So 34 inches off the side of the board, that it's a threat range for them. And then if, again, you needed a crosshair to kind of roll a dice, then sure. But I like having the Pierce 1 and Precise 1 with everybody else, kind of taking out a whole unit in that first move, basically. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of coming from behind and giving him Protector. Then you've got a Clone Trooper Infantry with RPS, again, just for anti-armor, with a Clone Medic to help either the Bad Batch or Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Clone Trooper Infantry with Boil and a Clone Medic and Protector to kind of add a little bit more to the Guardian for the Bad Batch. And then I've got a regular Clone Infantry Squad with the Clone Medic and Recon Intel, so they can kind of get close. So all of your core units have Recon Intel, and then you have 2 ARC Troopers with the Clone Captain for that extra reliable one. Outmaneuver and defend. If you wanted to, you could go with a Clone Commander for that Inspire one and reliable one, since you don't have very much Inspire in here. And you're definitely going to want to give the Bad Batch that Inspire one. And then, 2 strike teams with the DC-15 to kind of add a little bit extra to the long range. And you've got more Pierce in here, so you've got at least 2 other units with lethal for that extra little bit of piercing, I should say. But yeah, that is that is it. Clone Captain Rex is really great with the scouting party, and I'll do obviously a video on him. We can only hope for all of the other cards to be updated, and he hopefully keeps scouting party, which I'm really, really hoping for. Hopefully they're not waiting to see how everything plays out before changing all of these cards. I'm really hoping to see some, updated Clone Captain Rex with Scouting Party still, but we will see. And yeah, I think the Bad Batch being with Obi-Wan Kenobi between Barrier and Guardian 3, and then Boyle with Guardian 1, and then you have 3 medics in here keeping everyone alive. Sorry, 4. Yeah, 3 medics in here. Yeah. Keeping the Bad Batch alive because Obi-Wan can re-roll some dice. That's what you're hoping for, is the Bad Batch to just stay alive for as many turns as possible, to be able to just start deleting units. And then Obi-Wan come from up behind and just start meleeing everyone. So, yeah. All right, guys. That is kind of it. Kind of a short one today. Just trying to get you guys into the new stuff here. I'm trying to mostly look at all the new units, except for Commander Vader. 1, because I really like him, and 2, he's good. He's just really, really, really good. So I wanted to make sure that I kind of covered something here. And Cassian obviously isn't new, but Cassian has some tricks with the detachment on K2, so you have up to 4 operatives, and I thought that was something cool to kind of talk about. But all right, guys, if you got any other comments, concerns, or anything, leave them down in the comments down below. I check all of them and reply to everyone, because without you guys, this would not be possible, and I wouldn't be making videos without you guys. So thank you. If you want to be entered in to win the giveaway for the $25, all you got to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment down below, head on over to the Discord, and just come on in and have some fun. And another way to enter in is to be a Clan of Shadows member, and you can even get a membership. This helps the channel grow with giveaways and helps you enter to win. But yeah, guys, that is it. I'll make sure to leave everything down below. And I want to give a special shout out to all of the Patreon members. Thank you so much, Emperor Atlantis and Daniel Padilla, for being a Special Forces leader and helping out. Thank you, Tyson, for the games and for being a member. And thank you, Anthony and Grant. You guys have done so much for this channel. You guys deserve so much shout out and praise. Thank you guys so much for the contributions that you have had and done. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next recording. Y'all take it easy. Peace.